All right, hello everyone. This is Morgan from civilizedtravel.net, and I have 3 tips to help make your next trip to the airport a little more civilized, a little bit more relaxed. Now, tell me if this sounds anything like you. When you go to the airport, you get out of the cab or out of the car, and you walk inside, and it's just absolute chaos. There are people running from one side to the other. You're searching around for where your airline is and where to drag your bag and where to get your boarding pass, and everything's taking longer than it should, which means that you're having to then rush and run and try to get through security, and you're dashing down the terminal. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, and that doesn't sound like a civilized travel experience. So what I'm going to do is tell you 3 really quick, easy tips you can use to make your next trip to the airport a whole lot better. Okay, the first tip should go without saying, but it's amazing how many people still don't do this, which is print your boarding pass at home. In a lot of cases, you don't even print it. You'll actually just get an email on your cell phone. And if you have a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android phone, you can actually use that as your ticket. But do this at home. This can save a lot of time, because if you get to the airport and there's really long lines just to print your boarding pass, you're going to kick yourself. You could have saved half an hour, maybe even an hour of waiting in line just by spending a minute to print your boarding pass online. Another great thing about this is oftentimes you'll be able to pick your seat as well. So if you may have not been assigned a seat that you love, well, when you go in and check in online, you can hopefully pick a seat that you would rather have, or at least secure that you have the right seat, or move a person that maybe you want to sit next to you as well. You can do that all before you get to the chaos of the airport. So that's tip number 1. The second tip is, if you are checking a bag, if you're taking a bag and putting it under the airplane, one of the best ways to save time, it only costs about $5, is to use the Sky Valet, or the people that are standing outside, not inside the terminal, but outside, that can actually not only give you your ticket, but also take your bag and take care of it for you so that you don't have to wait in the long lines inside. A lot of people just kind of ignore this and they just walk right into the airport, and if there's a line of 50 people to check bags under the airplane, that could take an hour or even longer. I've waited in lines for over an hour just to check a bag, and it usually takes under 5 minutes to check your bag outside. Yes, you have to pay a small fee, but it's absolutely worth it. So if you're checking a bag, don't go in, wait outside, have one of the guys, I think they're called Sky Captains or Sky Valets, have them help you with your bag. They'll take care of it from there. Makes your experience a whole lot easier. Now, the third way to make your trip to the airport a lot more civilized, better, more enjoyable, is a little thing that can go a long way. Wear slip-on shoes. May sound easy. Hey, well, what does that matter? Well, it matters because one of the most annoying things about going through airport security is having to unlace and untie your shoes and then get onto the other side and then collect all your bags, and you're holding them, and then you're trying to lace up your shoes, or you have to go and kind of carry everything over and then sit down on a bench and put your shoes on. That's a hassle. You don't want to have to do that. If you wear slip-on shoes, you slip them off and put them on the conveyor belt, and when you get to the other side through security, you slip them back on. Something small like that can make a big difference, and just all these things compounded together help make a more civilized, less frazzled travel experience, which makes your next trip to the airport a whole lot better. This is Morgan from civilizedtravel.net. Hope you enjoyed these tips, and as always, stay tuned to civilizedtravel.net for the latest and greatest in travel news, tips, reviews, and a whole lot more. We'll see you next time.